Oh, he's still on ad, but that's cool. We can always leave him. And then when you're up here, yeah, there's a death pit down there, so be careful with that little hole down there. That's where we wipe if we ever have to wipe. Just jump in there. So now we're up here. You have referred to the map. This will make a little more sense then. So where we are right now is at the bottom of the map. This is safe room. So this is underneath us. And then there's a couple of other main features I say to take note of. When there's left centre tree, there's a tree, and the right centre there's this rock formation. Just overcut that here, so it's like, and you'll see that on the map as well. So the next thing that it's probably good to get familiar with is the flowers, because there's actually I'll explain the mechanic first. What's going to happen is it's going to release 6 hellhounds out into this scary forest, and then open up the safe room here. Inside the safe room, there's some flowers, and they drop 4 pollen balls. So we get 4 of you guys to go in there. I'll probably go in there and go in there as well. And us guys will be the bumblebees. We're going to run around as a big group of 4, and when all 4 of us get to a flower, then the other guys come into play. So the other 2 guys, in a minute, there'll be crystals that appear on these pads up top here. 2 crystals, and if you have a look around on various high points in the room, there's beams of light that come from the ceiling. So what those guys do is they have to grab the crystal, and they have to use a crystal as like a laser weapon. So when all 4 bumblebees are up at the flower and the flower's open, they have to shoot the flower with the laser. But the laser can also be used to shoot enemies, and there will be enemies. So I'll explain. Has anybody in here done the crystal shooting?
Yes, Joe.
Joe, sick. Okay. We'll get Joe. I reckon maybe Mitch as well is probably a good call, because then he can get to the back dog. So we'll get Mitch and Joe. You guys will get you on crystal duty. So you can be doing killing ads with the crystals and doing most of the time you stay up here, which is pretty cool. The rest of us, we're going to be the bumblebees. We're going to run around downstairs. So if you just want to follow me down to the left-hand side of the safe room down here. And kind of have a little look at the map as well here. So if you'll kind of see that there's essentially 3 flowers down each side. What I'm standing next to here is a flower. So when the flower is active, it has like some glowy purple bits on. As soon as one of us with a pollen ball comes near it, the flower opens, and that kind of starts a little bit of a timer. You only have a certain amount of time then to get everyone to the flower and shoot it before it just withers away. So we'll be looking for these. There's 3 that kind of line the outside of the room at either side. So we call these we call these by numbers and letters. So we call this L1 for left one, and then if you follow this one up here a little bit, you've got another flower over on this left hand side just here. We call this L2. Yep. And then
don't tell me. L3?
Yeah. Oh, how did you guess? Jeez. So yeah.
Fuck off.
We have an L3 at the back. So then what we were doing as well is we were saying left centre, which is in the trees over here. So again, it's a bit fucking dodgy getting in, but yeah. So you got your trees. Yeah, sorry. You got your centre tree. Okay, so then if you, I know it's, again, you're fighting your way through this, but if you can find me over here now, I'm basically going back to the safe room and heading to the right hand side. So we're going to just walk up here together and show you the right hand side flowers. So again, it really had, if you don't want to, if you're not at certain points it's easier to just jump up and run across the top. Any point with your pollen flower, you can drop it if you want to by pressing triangle, and a new one will appear in the safe room. So at certain points, for instance, if we're running a route I'll show you in a minute, it might be best to drop your pollen ball and then pick one up in the centre as we come back through. But yeah, so from at this right door entrance over here, you'll see you've got your first flower R1 here. Then normally to get to the second one, so I won't actually take the route this way. We'll come around here and head up round to here, which is where you've got right 2, and then you've got right 3, which is all the way at the back in the corner down here somewhere. I've gone past it.
You think you've gone past it, mate?
Yep, there it is. Cool. Right. So R3's a bitch, I'm not gonna lie. L3 is a little bit easier, I think, and actually, I think this right centre is nicer than L's left centre, but it does. If we get a good rotation on the spawns, it seems you can seem to trigger it to go a particular way, but the third one you don't seem to have much control over where it goes. So the ideal route for us will be L2, then R1, and then whatever it decides to throw us for the third flower to grab. Okay, so for L2, if you just follow me back over to the left here, we're going to all come to the safe door. We're going to do a couple of run-throughs because these first few, we're going to be doing thing every time together. So we'll grab a pollen ball, and pretty much if we're going to L2 or even R1, you can pretty much come straight out this door and run to this rock. If you run to this rock and stand about on this corner, the other dog, is what you'll see from the map as well, will be walking along down this way, down here. So, we'll get straight behind this rock. If, like I say, it's L2, what we're going to do is wait for the dog to go around the other side of the rock and slowly kind of mirror its position on the opposite side. And then when it's facing its back to us, you can literally run all the way over here then. And when we go 1, 2, 3, 4, as everybody arrives at the flower, and when the person with the laser on this side hears the fourth call, then they shoot it. If we suffer in lag, we might need to just get the person with the laser to hold off for a second more with that. For this one here, at this point you would drop your pollen ball if you want to. I tend to just hold on to it because it tends to auto-drop it anyway. And if you head this way with me into this flower arrangement, there is a secret cave. So if we jump, what you can do is literally run straight in here, crouch down to get through the tight bit, come through this little gap, jump over the bones, and we're back at L1 flower. And somewhere around there you'll lose your pollen ball. That's fine because you'll run straight in here, quickly grab your pollen ball, because then what we would be doing is going through the safe room. We'll go over the top for now. Don't pick up the crystal because it'll start the round. I don't pick up the last crystal. So then we'll come straight through here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get to this rock here. There's like a little dent in here. So when we get to this point, if you all stand behind me and to my left, because the dog's going to be coming from down there, and we'll wait for the dog to come round, and then what we'll do is we'll come to this flower, and we'll go again, get here, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, as everyone's here. The person with the laser will shoot it, and then you're going to need to probably run back to at least here. So pretty much we're going to head back to where we started waiting for that dog, okay? Right. If we have to creep out to the right middle or right 3, R2, R3, sorry, if we have to go to R3 or right middle, what we'll do is we're going to come to this corner here after we've got this second flower. If you want to all go and go up, yep, cool. And then we're slowly going to follow a dog which is going to be walking in front of us that way, and there's going to be another one turning to our right. So we're going to be really slow and careful here, and we're just going to creep forward. Now, if we have to get the right centre, we can easily just get in there. This is a beauty, this one, because you can get in here, get the last one, and there's a hole in the roof. You can just jump straight out the top, and it's nice and easy to fucking all get out and get into your positions. Okay. If you just come back down the middle, down here. Go back to right centre if you're doing the pollen. Yeah, cool. So if we're not doing that one, rather than going there, what we're going to have to do is pretty much get to here, and then once we've just passed that cave entrance, we're going to need to kind of run for this third one. Just follow my lead for this one. We'll get to this as quick as we can, and then you want to want to quickly get back towards that right centre cave, so which is literally directly back from the direction you came in, but because that's also if that's the third flower, you can push triangle at any point and just jump the hell out of danger and get up top. I'd say go to the middle here because there's a nice flat surface. You don't have to worry about sliding back down and hitting the dog or something. If we have the unfortunate thing of hitting the right flower and then having to go back over to the left, we'll run straight through the centre room again. And then we will. It could be this L1, which case this is awesome because you can get here, then you can jump up on top again. But if we have to go to the back flag, if you just want to join on me again, I'll just walk you roughly through the route that we'll take to go through the centre or the back. So depending on where the dog is going. This first dog here will wait till he goes by like we did before, and then we're going to come out there. Depending on where the other dogs are, most likely we're going to head up this way, and then if we need to go into the trees, we just turn right, and we can get into the trees and do this one, okay? We just double back to kind of this rock push before the big ugly gold face. If we go into R3, we're going to get to about here, and basically we're just going to. There's a dog that patrols in front of R3 and then goes behind this statue. So we'll be walking up the arches, and then we'll be walking up here, and again we'll get this, and then again, if it's the third flower, drop your shit and jump up. Then when you're all up, when you're up, basically then we'll allocate dogs in a minute. You'll just use the top to jump to the dogs will go next to a flower, so you'll be allocated all the flowers. Your dog will be there essentially. So you'll go to whichever flower you got, get good sight on it, and then you're just going to wait at sight, and then. Because the dogs will grow restless by about this time, because you only got a certain amount of time to do it, they'll just start howling. So as soon as they howl, they'll run to their flower. So you just wait till you see them run to their flower. As soon as they run to the flower, it's go time. Just like Nova Bomb them, grenade them, attack Rift, empower and Rift, go to town with your swords, and everything else you've got. When you get your dog down, shout you got your dog down. I probably will not remember the names. I don't expect you to either. So, and you don't want to be looking at the map while we're running around headless chickens. So just refer to it as your flower dog, like which flower it is. So L1, L2, L3, etc. In a minute again, what we'll do is if you are having trouble, so like if the route the screen gets more purple as the howling is about to wipe you all. So if you feel like we've used quite a fair bit of time, it's about to go, just start yelling for help. But obviously yell where you are located. So middle right, middle left, we're whatever. Just so anyone that has already killed the dog can start heading over to you and helping. The one that I find is normally the last dog to go down, or we found last 2 times anyway, has been the right one at R1 flower. What we'll probably do is we'll probably get Mitch up on the L3 dog, which I'm going to look at the map so I can give you the names as well. Bale, yep. So Mitch will probably be looking after Bale, because what you can do from there is run straight into the middle of the trees and help with Taruk, and then go straight all the way down to safe room and help with Maul. And from there, what you're probably best to do is so that's basically going from L3 to the L center to L1, then run across to right one where Arun is, because again he'll probably be the last one. So you're going to be doing like an L shape, going down and helping people after you've got your dog. But you should be fine with your stuff. So let's allocate the rest of the flowers. And so John, say if you take L1 because it's nice and close to the safe room, and this is your first time here, means you haven't got to worry about getting too lost. You can just head straight to the safe room. You know your dog is. So if you go there, and then we'll get Mitch is doing. So Mitch will be doing Crystal on the left. Joe will be doing Crystal on the right. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yep. Cool. So
Tarek.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you guys
go Tarek if you like.
Yep. Cool. So Joe, if you can go Vase. There you are, Vase. And then Cranky, if you go to the org, and I'll go for the shit bastard that never dies. Okay. So if you need to now, just have a little jump around the top, get familiar with where that is, find out a good spot. You do so for instance, you probably might you might be right there, Dante, but you probably want to be kind of on a tall peak when you are there. And remember, you could be coming at a different point in the map, so you get familiar with what's near your dog. Obviously, not just the side. So, are you near the rock formation on the right, or are you near the big trees, or are you at the big gold head at the back? Or, just have a look. There are some from up top. You can get some landmarks. From down there, it's really hard to tell where the fuck you are.
Rob and I know each other.
Good. So for you crystal guys, Joe, you probably don't have to see me, but I'll run it through just in case. So what basically you'll be doing your flower. So again, as I said, if ideally what we'll try to get is L2 first. So Mitch will shoot the first one, and Joe shoot the second one, etc., etc. But when we've done the first 2 flowers, it'll be up to you to both have a look at the flowers and see which one's purple on your side, and then call it. So we can make a decision which is the easiest one for us to get to, because there should be 2 more flowers lined up, and obviously one will probably be a bit better than the other. The other thing to remember is if you are shooting a flower, you have a sniper come out on your window ledge. If you're on the other side where you haven't just shot a flower, you're going to have an ad come out the back of your window and start running towards the safe room. So depending on what go it is, what I'd recommend is if you're not shooting the flower, just aim your crystal up at the back door, whatever side you're on, and get ready, because you don't want to kill the ad when he's right in front of the dog, because it'll make the dog go crazy and start running around, normally straight at everyone down in the mist, even though he doesn't know where they are. So you want to try to get them down as soon as possible. From this side here, Mitch, where you'll be, this pad here is probably your best bet. I found this one here was you can get that back shelf as he drops down from over there. You can get him as he drops down, and then he'll run around there quickly before he goes around the head and the gold head and comes down the back here. Normally everyone else is waiting down here, so you want to try kill him as he's coming down here, but also be careful because the dog's here, and if you take him down too close, you go a bit mad. But it'll take a few goes for everyone to just get used to what's going on and everything like that as well. So we'll have a few fuck ups, but I dare say, but yeah, at least it's the first one. Maybe it'll be easier this week. Who knows? I think that's pretty much it. So does anyone have any questions or anything before we give it a quick whirl?
Yeah, what do I call this one here with the we called it the caves when we did it.
Just right centre. So you got right 1, 2, and 3, and right centre. We were going right middle, top, middle, and bottom, but then when we were staying middle and centre, everyone was getting confused. Whether it was right. So we numbered them and we just went centre. So we've got numbers on the sides and centres the centre, but just say right centre or left centre because there's one on each side. If that's cool.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else? No?
All good.
It's really good run, mate. Thanks.
Cool.